Poultry farming is a profitable business. I used to tell my students that poultry farming is a game of number. For example, you have 3,000 birds. You are sure to make more profit than somebody that has 50 birds and 100 birds. In Nigeria right now, if you have 1,000 birds, your return on investment per month is in millions. I did a calculation for 500 birds, rough estimate of the profits you are going to be making. Come and see people in the comment section tackling me that I'm a liar. Can I be a liar when that is what I'm doing and I'm seeing? And what they refuse to know is that they did not do it the right way. I have many people in the diaspora that reach out to me. They have poultry farming in Nigeria, somebody managing this for them, but the business have almost wrecked them. Some people would tell me that they are the one pumping money from wherever they had to the business in Nigeria instead of the business to be giving them back. There's one particular thing in poultry farming that many of the intending poultry farmers refuse to understand, that coming into the business with only your cash, your money is not enough. You have to have the right knowledge. They can just wake up one day and die the next day.
They don't know that they should aim at prevention. So I've visited a farm of like 3,000 capacity. When they came up with challenge, even before we step in to help out, half of the birds are gone. Such person will actually say, forget about this business.
We do mostly of prevention rather than cure. Most farmers do cure. They will not even call their doctor until they see 9 mortality. What are you looking at until 9 mortality in a day?
Veterinary doctors are not magicians.
Disease is a major problem, and for us to curb that thing, we have to take our biosecurity measure properly.
Today we are here in a poultry farm co-owned by a husband and a wife. The wife is the farmer, and then the husband is a veterinary doctor. So today we are going to spend the day with them and probably learn the ins and outs of running a business like theirs here in Nigeria. Do subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share this video. Okay, tell us about yourself.
Okay, I am Mrs. Blessing of God Abraham. I'm a global farmer and a poultry business coach. I specialize in training both intending and existing poultry farmers to start and scale up their business and to avoid the mistake that can lead to financial losses.
What kind of pets do you train in your farm?
I'm a layers farmer, actually. Okay. But I do broiler for, maybe festive period.
And the broilers you are doing is just for your personal consumption?
Yes.
I am Dr. Oluwaseyi, a veterinary doctor, and privileged to be a co-founder with KOCHAV Farm and Consult. And this is a business we believe to help new investors to embrace investing in poultry farming. Because one thing we believe is poultry farming is actually a profitable and a sustainable business. And we are also teaching others.
Out of curiosity, can you just tell us your story, where you started, your business and everything?
When I was young, I had passion for poultry farming. Those times they were local chicken then. When they are, moving around the street, I loved them. So later, when I was in the university, I said, let me just lay my hand and try something in school. Though I had no knowledge about it then. So I got some broilers. Then I don't even know that they were broilers. So I got some broilers and I said, I started raising them at the backyard in the student apartment I was living then. And to cut the long story short, at the end of the day, some of them died because I could not raise them well. I was raising broiler for more than 6 months, just 20 broilers. And at the end of the day, I saw that I was able to sell only 4 of them. Because imagine when one of the broiler dies or 2 of them, after I've raised them, I might have raised them for like 3 weeks. I'll go back to the market to go and buy the same small broiler that I bought in the beginning. I'll come and put them in the same place that the same pen. See where pen? That's a cage. Yes, that's a cage, because that was how my passion was. Like, I had passion for it and I wanted to go into the business, but it was a loss. How do I know? At least I pen everything down. So at the end of the day, I saw that no, this is not really good. I said, well, maybe because I lack knowledge. So after I graduated from university, I said, I want to go into this thing. And I told a friend of mine that I want to start poultry farming. He said I should go and learn. So I attached myself with a poultry farmer.
Okay.
Yes, an existing farm. So he trained me. I was working with him. I was working for him as an attendant. It was like an internship sort of. but I was not paid.
Okay.
So I was learning so as to know how to feed the birds. I learned about feeding the birds, their medication, how to nurture them, how to raise them. And then I was like, oh, no problem. So because I saw that the training was taking too long, and there's no money. When there's no money, there's no I just say, well, I beg, let me go and find something else to do with my life. That was why I left the place, the training part. And there was a particular day when my friend called me again that there was an opening in a very big organization.
Oh, wow.
Yes, a very big farm actually. So for a farm accountant, I said, oh, let me opt in for this. After all, I'll be paid and I'll still be learning. Yeah, even though the place was very far, I said, oh, I'm going to do it. Yes, I will learn and I'll be paid. So I went there, I submit my application and I was employed, and things get smoothie and get fine. Not until one big day. It was so emotional, but so not until one day when we were all somewhere that there was a theft issue in the farm.
Okay.
Yes, and we were all arrested. Every one of us on the farm. And at the end of the day, when they did their investigation, you have to do their work now. But our penalties that we are all going to pay. We are all going to pay, and some of us will be laid off. And I was part of the people that are going to be laid off. That is even like 2 weeks to my wedding.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you guys actually paid for the beds that were stolen?
Yes, we paid.
Wow. And then whether or not we are the culprits, right?
Everybody. When I was not laid off, they'll be deducting it gradually from my salary. But because so I was laid off, so it was a month's salary that
they didn't pay.
Yes, they didn't pay me, and I was still laid off. I remember that day. Our lawyer called me that she has a good news for me and she had a bad news. So I said, which one is that? He said the good news is that because I was planning for my wedding, and I've submitted my leave, something like letter for them to give me some days off. Okay. So she said the leave had been granted and I was laid off. Please, what's the good news in that?
She just told you that they're giving a leave. Now you were sacked.
Yes.
So what's that?
I don't know the meaning of that. So I don't know, maybe I should laugh or I should cry. But that was a very tough time for me. On my wedding, I was just dancing, and I was knowing at the back of my mind that I'm jobless. I told no man. This made me want to hate poultry farming, and But one fateful day during my honeymoon days, it just came to me that I should start my own. Like, why can't you start your poultry farming? And that is not as if I had so much money. But as a new bride in Nigeria, I will spend a lot. But at least they will gift us some.
Yeah, you get some gifts.
We get some gifts. So part of those gifts, I put them together. And coupled with the fact that my husband too is he's still working, we put our resources together. And he's even a veterinary doctor. So we put our resources together. That was how we were able to start. When we started at the backyard of someone. We had the money to get the beds and to get the feed, but we don't have money for the pen house. Yes. So that was how he reached out to one of his clients, and we were told to come to their farm, the backyard of their farm, to get started. So that was how I just started.
Wow.
Very long story.
So you're a veterinary doctor?
Yes.
Right? You treat just pets or other animals as well?
Yeah. Let me say, by the way, virtue of the training, we are trained with, let me say, the general medicine of animals.
Okay.
So I do little of other, but one thing is, when you focus your energy on something, you tend to do more. So over the years, when I left school, I find myself in the poultry industry. So I relate with farmers by the virtue of being a consultant. I know what their challenge is. And this is what actually gave birth to KOCHAV Farm and Consults. I focus majorly on poultry.
You said you're a graduate, right?
Yeah.
What did you study in school?
I studied environmental science and resource management.
Oh, wow. And today you're a farmer?
I'm a farmer.
Okay.
Yes. But
so why did you choose agriculture? Why did you choose to become a farmer?
Aside from my passion, I always see myself as somebody that can create employment opportunity for my community, for my society. I also want to create availability of food for my society too.
Okay.
Even at KOCHAV Farm and Consult, we are not yet where we want to, because we're still going to go into food crop too. The cash crop
farming.
Crop farming.
Okay.
crop production aside from the animal production. So we want to create food, employment opportunity, and I love the fact that I've always loved the fact that I want to eat and I eat something fresh, you understand? Direct from the source.
Organic.
Can
you tell us about poultry farming for those that doesn't know about poultry farming?
Well, poultry farming is a profitable business.
Okay.
Yes, it's a profitable business. And also, I used to tell my students that poultry farming is a game of number.
Okay.
Yes, it's a game of number. So when you have, for example, you have 3,000 bird, 4,000 bird, 5,000 bird, you are sure to make more profit than somebody that has 50 birds and 100 birds. But at the same time, when you are going into poultry farming, you have to go with the mindset of growth. You start small and grow big. Because in poultry farming, there's one particular thing in poultry farming that many of the intending poultry farmers and poultry farmers that are just coming into the business refuse to understand. That coming into the business with only your cash, your money is not enough. You have to have the right knowledge, because they are livestock. Livestock means they can just wake up one day and die the next day. Yes, and disease can just come in and sweep everything away. So they have to come with the right knowledge so as to have profits in the poultry business. But it is a very, very lucrative and profitable business.
Since it is very profitable, you encourage more youths to come into it, right?
Yes.
What are the challenges associated with having something like this?
Wow. So having something like this, being a poultry farmer, some of these challenges that I personally encounter that I know that is very prominent to every poultry farmer is, number one, the outbreak of disease. This is an enemy of every poultry farmer. The outbreak of disease. That's why I said you have to have the right knowledge. You have to come with a professional when coming to the business. Disease that is happening in one farm like this can even affect another farm if the proper biosecurity measure is not taken properly. So it can spread. When disease spread like that, farmers tend to lose most of their flock, and at the end of the day, say that everything has gone, everything is gone.
All right.
Yes, and another challenge is the market.
Okay.
Yes, we have different competitors right now. Though in poultry business, the market is not yet saturated. But the truth is that we have different seasons in this poultry business. We have different seasons. We have the season of scarcity. We have the season of glut. And as an intending a new poultry farmer coming into the business and not knowing that there is a season of glut whereby the supply will be more than the demand, coming into the business and having 1,000 birds, and the birds started producing during the time of glut, that's a problem already, because the person did not get proper knowledge about the season that we have. So that market is a challenge that we all have to sit down and know how to surmount those challenges even before going into it. Yes, I tell my broiler students, people that want to, intending poultry farmers that want to go into broiler, I used to tell them that before you get your broiler, make sure you do something. Do your market research. Do your market survey, because market is one of the major challenge of broiler.
Okay.
For layers, they are even, everybody eats eggs. But for broilers is a very big one. If you are not in season, that means festive season. Like Christmas, Easter. Exactly. So if you don't have the ready-made market and you're going to go and stock your broiler with 1,000, 5,000, at the end of the day, before you are able to sell that broiler, you end up losing.
Okay.
Yes, you end up losing if you don't have a ready-made market for it. So that's another challenge, poultry business.
So this is actually the first time on the channel that I've interviewed a poultry farmer. And why are they here? No. I've been interviewing. I'm trying to tell them that
okay.
All the others I've done interview for, like all of them, their major challenge, their one and only challenge used to be feeding, right? The feed. They complain about that a lot. So isn't that a challenge here? So you're kind of different, because you just gave me two challenges, right? But that didn't come into the picture in it.
Yes. So actually, farmers that say feed is a challenge, to me, though we have increase in the cost of production like feed, but to me, it's not a challenge. Do you know why? When I get
because it reflects.
Yes, when I buy my feed cost, of course I will increase my egg.
Oh,
we ever tell you that the egg is increasing too?
Of course, it's
like the cost of production when we
it reflects on this.
1 year ago. Yes, do you know how much we are buying a crate of egg now?
About 5,000 plus.
Yes, about 5,000 plus. But compared to last year,
it will be like Very low, 2,000 plus.
Thank you. That time the feed was not as expensive as that. Now that the cost of production is increasing every time we go to, in short, I prepare my mind. When I stock my feed for let's say 3 weeks, I'll get them down. Before we get another one, I'll say, oh, when I get to the market, I know that they will have increased. I even put my mind that they will have increased the feed. Yes, I put my mind that they might have increased. In short, suddenly now they even reduce the feed. I was like, really? I thought you should increase. Why are you reducing?
Yeah.
Once they increase the feed, then I increase my.
Oh,
exactly.
Okay.
Even if not much. You know, I said there are season of glut and scarcity. Though there are some time. That's when the knowledge comes in. I train poultry farmers. I train intending poultry farmers around the globe through our online training. So when the season of glut is coming in and the feed is increasing, we all know that as a farmer, you all know that this is not the time to increase my cost of production, as in my output, which is my egg. This is not the time. Let me just try to
manage it
till this time. So it's just wisdom. It will not really affect you. We all know, but I don't know why the kids out say feed is expensive. Please, I ask my farmers why. Because we all know we are putting money in the egg. Exactly. Yes. So that's why I don't really see that as a challenge. To me, I don't really see that as a challenge. I see disease.
Okay.
Because I train farmer, I am opportune to. I'm a consultant for poultry farmers, so I'm opportune to see many of them come to me for different reasons why they lost their investment, and mostly is disease outbreak, lack of knowledge. That's the challenge.
All right.
Lack of knowledge.
So how do you manage that, the disease outbreak, since that is one of the major challenges? Yes.
So to manage that, number one, go for knowledge. Go for knowledge about poultry business, and also have a professional.
Okay.
I used to tell my students, once you are coming into the business, don't come only with your money. Come with your animal scientist and your veterinary doctor.
Okay.
Come alongside with them, so that they will be telling you, oh, this is what to do, this is what not to do. When you see that your birds they are poo, because we have different colors of poo for different diseases. When you say, my bird is pooing a greenish poo, contact your veterinary doctor. Hello, so this is happening. Then it's going to tell you what to use. At KOCHAV Farm and Consult, we do mostly of prevention rather than cure. Most farmers do cure.
Yeah.
Yes. They will not even call their doctor until they see 9 mortality. What are you looking at? Until 9 mortality in a day. 9 bird died.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. What were you looking at when one died? When one was doing like this? Because bird will not just suddenly die like that. They will be showing a sign of sickness. What were you looking at before that time? Why can't you contact your veterinary doctor? And the reason is that they believe they cannot pay. They can pay every other person than the veterinary doctor. They don't want to pay. They want free consultation online. They will just go online to go and be looking for TikTok video that is talking about one medication. One, they'll just take it and, at the end of the day, they'll use it. They will use multivitamin for cocci. And at the end of the day, they're best for having different type of issue. So the solution to it is that make sure you come along with your veterinary doctor in your business. That's part of reinvesting into your business if you don't know.
Yeah.
So that I used to tell myself, don't be penny wise and pounds foolish. Come with your veterinary doctor. You will pay him, but he's going to secure your business, because disease is not your enemy. Gomboro disease is not even your friend. You are not mates. You are in Gomboro disease, because Gomboro disease will just come in 1 hour. More than 100 bed is gone. What if the veterinary doctor is not even available to come and attend to you at that time that you have that issue at ground? That's the reason, because veterinary doctor always have their appointment with some, for some farmer that they are on their retainership plan, and you are just calling and you want them to come and fly and do magic. Yes, because
use everything they are doing
and come and lay hand on the beds, and they are, they just right. Exactly. No, it doesn't work that way. That's why I say disease is a major problem, and for us to curb that thing, we have to take our biosecurity measure properly. That's part of the preventive measure. Your staff not to go to the farm with the same clothing that they are using on the farm to go to another farm, so that not to spread the disease. Exactly. Use the foot dip, the footwear, and also to make sure they have the right knowledge.
I was just speaking with your wife, and she said that it is very much possible to control the disease outbreak, and then by so doing maximize your profits. So what do you have to say about that as a veterinary doctor?
As a veterinary doctor, I can say it affirmatively.
Okay.
That once you aim at prevention, you spend less.
Okay.
Yes. And one thing that also affects most farmers is that they don't have a record. Because I visit farms. When I say, let me see your records, some is little or none. Something that cannot be interpreted so that you'll be able to know. So they don't know that they should aim at prevention. So it's only when problem. I've visited a farm, I think a farm of like 3,000 capacity. And when they came up with challenge, even before we step in to help out, let me say half of the birds are gone. So tell me, such person will actually say, forget about this business.
Yeah. I hear that a lot. Could that be the reason?
And yes, it's because they don't. I've seen farmers that they will felt, okay, we'll get you on board. But they will be feeling, okay, maybe the charges, this and that. But it's when they get trapped. And the usual thing is about when a farm gets trapped, it's not easy to bring that. No. Veterinary doctors are not magicians. Yeah. There are some cases that even a month you will still be, dealing with it because we have complicated disease. One thing about the environment is contaminated. Just like an adage, it says, you can't do anything for a bird not to fly over your head, but you can only prevent it not to perch on you by taking, and that is where biosecurity measure comes in.
All right.
So with adequate and proper biosecurity measure, you can have a fantastic birds and they will be giving you a good production. Thereby, when you do your costing well, you will spend very, very minimum.
Oh, wow.
I line out to you with our record in a month with the birds that we have at KOCHAV Farm with what she said we started with. Averagely, we know what we are taking on a monthly basis, being a startup at that level. And with what we are looking like, I've done an estimation like with 1,000 beds, just like her. If somebody invests in 1,000 beds doing the necessary thing, every month you'll be having 1 million, not like maybe a sweet stock. Yes,
profits or
profits.
I see some farmers come to my DM. They come to me and say they've been in the business for 5 years and they don't have a veterinary doctor. I was like, how do you manage? How do you manage? They'll say, I go online. I saw one multivitamin online. Can I use it? Wow. Why would you jeopardize your investment like that? Huge money, and they might be having 5,000 beds, 10,000 beds. Imagine some farmer doesn't even know about vaccination. Yes. They don't do it. They will just, or they go to the veterinary store and say that it's expensive. I'm saying, I beg, I'm not buying. I'm not doing it. And at the end of the day, they lose out on the business, right? Yes. Ma'am.
So I know that most of them consider the cost, right? So you are telling us that even if they incur all the costs of vaccination, vet, and feeding and every other thing, they are still going to profit, right?
Of course. Of course, they're still going to make that profit at the end of the day because this poultry farm, most especially layers, they're a long-term investment. Just like real estate now, you can't just go to buy real estate and say, okay, we want to make your money. No. And they're not as long as real estate itself. In 6 months, you start making. Yes, that's even if you raise them from day old. Okay. So you can get them from point of leave. You can't wait that much. You can get them. I do day old. You did day old. I did day old. Yes. I don't even have time for that small chicken. They'll die. They'll die in my heart. So they are not dying. Okay. They'll still get there if they do it the right way, no matter how much they spend.
One thing she said is that this is a long-term business. And if you understand investments well, you don't invest now and expect everything you put in. Because let's take for example, you want to build a pen. If you build a pen, you are not using it for 1 year and you are building again.
Okay.
So that's like a fixed asset.
Yeah.
So you use it over and over and over. So you don't calculate that as maybe stance. No.
All right.
So the real cost is the best you raise what you use in raising them.
That's your running cost. Right?
That's your running cost.
Okay.
So most people, they always look at, I'm pumping in. At the start, you would have to face that. But by the time, let's say 2 to 3 years, if you understand the business, you just be taking vacation.
Will you encourage people, foreigners, Nigerians in the diaspora to come back to Nigeria and invest?
Of course, yes.
So what is your experience so far owning a business in Nigeria? Do you think it is worth it?
Owning a business in Nigeria?
Yeah.
is worth it. I'm a young lady. I know how it was before. Things I can't afford before and things I can afford now just because I'm into the poultry industry. I told you earlier that I was working. Okay. At least I was working, doing my my salary job, though it's inside the farm. I never say nobody should not go to do their 9 to 5 job. No. What I'm just trying to say is that as a business owner is a different thing, most especially when you're into poultry business in Nigeria. Nigeria is not that bad. There's nobody that will be going on the run. The police will just arrest the person because you are carrying a crate of eggs to sell for somebody. No, it's a legal business. And we have to have that mindset that it's not a dirty business. So most people don't want to go into it because they say, oh, it's not a dirty, it's a dirty business. Yeah.
Or it's for
poor people. No, gone are days.
I know the amount of money that goes into farming, right?
Yeah.
So if and the kind of I do crop farming, right? And I know that it is not something that you can start with a little amount of money, most especially if you want to do it in a large scale, right? So I know the kind of money that goes into it. So if it is something that you want to do, you will definitely have to. In fact, you have to have the money to be able to do it.
So yeah, that was where my start small and grow comes in.
Yeah.
How much can I use to start poultry farming? Can my 3 million, can my 5 million start poultry farming? They will ask me like that. And I'll say, see, I can't give you a definite, though we have trainings that address that. Also, I cannot give you a definite answer for that because the amount that somebody going into the farming that want to start with 5,000 bird, the capital that the person will have will be different from the capital that someone that wants to start with 200 bird will have, or 300, or 150. Though it's capital, right? But not the same level. But once you are starting with 200, 150, you can always start like that. You will make your profit, but you always grow. You can always grow.
Okay, that means that if you have money to start with 500 beds,
yes,
you are advising them to start with 100 beds or 300 beds. So that
exactly,
if something goes wrong,
thank you,
have the money.
Then
that boils down to the whole start with whatever you have.
Exactly.
Yes. Start whatever you can with whatever you have, right?
Yes.
And then gradually you grow. You know, you guys, I usually tell you guys that on this channel that if you want to go into farming, and she actually repeated the same thing. If you want to go into farming and you are so interested in going into it, like if you have 10 million naira, for example, and then what you want to do will cost you 10 million naira or 9.5 million naira, I would suggest you reduce what you want to do. Exactly. Do you understand? Because anything can go wrong when it comes to farming. So that you don't get so stressed out. Thank God she's saying the same thing. So you get to learn. A lot of Nigerians seems to be leaving the country, like very much.
Yes.
Do you understand? So if you have 10 million naira, let's say 20 million naira right now, I are giving you the opportunity to, will you jump out with it, or are you going to invest it in Nigeria?
Will I jump out with 20 million naira?
Yes, like use it to prepare your papers, documentation and everything, and the visa.
Okay.
And travel abroad. Or are you going to put it into your business?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Really? Okay. Let me answer the question.
Yeah.
So let's assume I just take the money now and I jackpot, the money will have covered for all my papers. So if I get there, what will I be doing? I don't know.
Probably working or doing whatever everybody that is going there is doing. I don't know.
No, I will take the money, reinvest it into my business.
Okay.
Yes, you remember I said that poultry farming is a game of number.
Okay.
Yes. Imagine having 20 million naira. I will expand my capacity. I will get more beds.
Oh, wow.
Yes, get more beds, get staff, like even invest into the other part of the agriculture I told you about.
Oh, wow.
Then I wait for my return because I know I'm a farmer. Yes, I'm a farmer. When I put money in it, when I wait, then I know that my return is coming. This same year. Okay, you want to give me this year, right? Is it this year? This same year, before December, I will have started reaping my return on investments. Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So you know why I put it what a tricky question is, because I wanted to know, you told us earlier that it is a lucrative business. So wanted to know how lucrative it is. Like whether you choose the other.
No. It's a game of number, ma.
Okay.
Yes. See, in Nigeria right now, am I permitted to say this?
Yeah, you can.
In Nigeria right now, if you have 1,000 bird, your revenue, like your return on investment per month, is in millions.
Okay.
You are a millionaire in Nigeria. If you have 1,000 bird, 1,000 layers.
Okay.
And you do it the right way.
Okay.
You do it the right way.
Yeah, of course. That because I know
Do
that
it the right way.
the last video I filmed with a poultry farmer, I know some people were there doing some arguments in my comment section that
with me.
yeah, that's
You'll argue with
that it is not profitable. Run for your lives. That and your best will die off. It is going to suck you dry.
That is it. That is
Yeah.
right. I have many people in the diaspora that reach out to me. They have poultry farming in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They have their business, somebody managing this for them, but the business have almost wrecked them. Some people will tell me that they are the one pumping money from wherever they had to the business in Nigeria instead of the business to be giving them
back.
Yes, because they did not start. They start only with money. They don't have the right guidance, the right knowledge to start, and that is how it's going to look like. I made a video and some people were saying that no, I did a calculation for 500 bird, rough estimate of the profits you are going to be making. Come and see people in the comment section tackling me that I'm a liar. How can I be a liar when that is what I'm doing and I'm seeing? Disease is part of what can send everybody.
Send you back to your village.
Disease is nobody's mate in the poultry industry. So I would rather choose the 20 million, settle down in my country, enlarge my costs in the poultry business, and then I'll start making my profit.
Are you open to partnership?
Yes, we are definitely open to partnership, but not right now.
Okay.
Yes, because we are in our expanding phase. So then when we are open to partnership, we reach out to you and let you know.
All right. So probably when you expand, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Oh, wow. And so right now, what's the percentage of your production? Like how many percent do you get from your bird?
Oh, yeah. That's a very sweet question because right now, at least we get nothing less than 80%.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm not saying this because I'm in camera.
All right.
80%. Sometimes we get 85, 86, 87. We've even gotten 90%. And we can even get more. But we don't do anything less than 80%. Okay. And I'm telling anybody that is in a poultry farm, that is watching me out there, that is a poultry farmer, you are getting anything less than 70%, then you're not doing the right thing.
Okay.
You're not doing the right thing.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that means they're eating into your profit already.
80%. Okay, that means with 500 birds, how many crates can you get at its peak production?
So with 500 birds at their peak production, that's 90%, they can be giving us 15 crates per day on a daily basis.
So that means 1,030 crates, and it keeps multiplying.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
If you're wondering why we are concentrating more on the profits, the business aspects of it, rather than the practical aspects of it, go over to the channel. We are going to see a lot of videos on poultry farming. So we needed to give you guys something different. So we wouldn't want to be asking the same question over and over again. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share this video, and leave a nice comment. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.